So one of the questions I have been asked is, do I have any tips of getting started on eBay or selling on eBay? Well, I am here to answer that question. If I was to start eBay from scratch today, here are 5 tips I think you should know to enable you to get that fresh start, and also a bonus tip at the end. Let's jump into it. So I've been reselling for 38 weeks now, and one of the things that I keep getting asked is, if I was to start from scratch, or if I'm looking to start selling on eBay, what should I consider? What should I think about? Well, these 5 tips are going to help you with that. And tip number 1 is this: start with what you know. I know it sounds a little cliche, but it is. It makes sense to start with what you know. If you know something, whether it's puzzles, board games, action figures, Star Wars, you know a franchise, you know certain pop culture, maybe you're a DVD guru. Those are the things you should start with, because that's what you know. That is going to be your bread and butter. Those are the things that is going to get you ahead of anyone else, because that's your niche. That's something that you know. So jump around home, see if you can find something of that relevance and get it listed. Tip number 2, set yourself some realistic goals. So I'm not saying to go out there and set goals just for the sake of setting goals. What I'm saying is, give yourself a bit of a challenge, something that's going to give you some momentum, something that's going to help you keep showing up and set in that consistency. Is it consistent listings, daily, weekly? What is that amount? By setting these goals, you can set some realistic expectations around managing inventory, managing your time, and enabling you to see what you're putting in and what you're getting out. For me, I like to list 15 listings per day, every day for 7 days a week. But you don't have to do that. You might do 5. You might just do it on weekends. It all depends on your situation. Tip number 3, do your postage research. One of the biggest killers in costs, or basically that bleeds you dry of profits, is postage costs and not understanding how much it's going to cost you. Now, obviously, there's 2 ways of doing this. You can sell something with free postage and that price is embedded into the price you're selling it for, or you can sell it and the buyer pays for postage. So the key thing here is to understand how much will the item cost to send, regardless if you're paying for it or if the buyer is paying for it. Make sure you know what this cost is, because then if you are baking it into your sale price and what your minimum price will be if you sell the item, and also making sure you understand what the realistic price is to send it, will help you when you list it for the buyer to pay, because they can emphasize, they can understand, oh yeah, this sounds legitimate, and they'll be more than willing to pay for it. And a hot tip here is sign up for the Australia Post business account. Here you can get discounts as you start to send more and more volume. Tip number 4, quality is king when listing. So a few things here to digest. 1, you want to leverage the options that eBay give you. There's 12 photos you can upload. There's a lot of information you can fill out for descriptions. There's plenty of inserts around details. Make sure you're filling this out. Make sure you're giving a clear understanding of any issues, any defects, and the condition of the item. And also, make sure you're using up the 12 photos that has been given to you. This enables you to ensure that you're giving the buyer no doubt for when they are purchasing it. Now, at the same time, you can do this bare bones, but I would recommend keeping the high quality there so nothing can come back and bite you in the butt. Quality is king when posting. Same thing, when you're going to post, making sure that you are posting it in a way that you would want to receive it. Keep it safe, keep it secure. Does it shuffle around in a bag? Does it shuffle around in a box? Give these things a test. Make sure it's well padded and well looked after. All this is going to help you get that positive feedback that you need, because the first thing they're going to see is when they open it is the high quality of the item package, and they're going to feel great. If it's loose, if it's shuffled around, if it's potentially broken, they're going to be thinking, this guy is... Tip number 5, and that is time management. Dedicate what time you can, stick to it, and time box it. What I mean by that is, if you are working part-time, set out the time that you want to spend to do this, and then you can start to see what's going to work for you. When is the best time to list? When is the best time to source? When is the best time to do the back-end admin? Understand the time it takes and dedicate that time. Be willing to commit. At the same time, to ensure your time is getting the best bang for buck, is leverage templates. Work smarter, not harder. Templates you can copy and paste from, whether it's listing descriptions, whether it's templates around the types of items you're selling. eBay has a whole bunch of different templates you can use as well. Leverage using drafts and duplicating them. If you're selling 100 DVDs, use the templates, use the drafts, leverage those tools that are in place. Now, if you've made it this far, I did say at the start, there is a bonus tip that I would recommend, and that is understanding your numbers, tracking your numbers, and keeping the basics very clear. And the basics that you need are this: what's your cost of item? What are your expenses, including fees, postage, and then what was your profit and your profit margin? Now, if you want a bit more detail on this, I do have an entire video on it, so you can go check that one out. Of course, I would recommend that you do manage your numbers, keep your receipts, understand the flow of cash cash and the flow of expenses and the flow of items that are selling and not selling. This will enable you to continue to grow, continue to reflect and see what is the things that are best bang for your time and what other things that maybe aren't worth your time. I've even got a spreadsheet in that video if you want to check it out. I've also put it down below in the description. And that is 5 tips for you if I was to start from eBay today.